You've met people who just radiate confidence. They don't talk too much. They don't try too hard. Yet somehow you feel their presence the moment they walk into a room. And then there are others, talking endlessly, proving themselves, pleasing everyone. And you can feel their insecurity through every word. Here's the truth. Confident people don't do what normal people do. In fact, they avoid certain everyday behaviors that most of us think are totally normal. And once you understand these habits, you'll start seeing the world differently. And maybe you'll start acting differently too. Confidence isn't loud. It isn't about being the boldest person in the room. It's not even about being fearless. True confidence is quiet. It's grounded. It's the ability to move through the world without constantly needing approval or validation. But most people are trained from childhood to chase validation, to be liked, to fit in, to be normal. And that's where we go wrong. Because what's considered normal behavior in society often feeds insecurity, not confidence. Confident people have learned to detach from those patterns. They've realized that strength doesn't come from blending in. It comes from standing firm, even when you stand alone. Have you ever caught yourself saying things like, "Sorry, I didn't mean it that way," or "Hope that's okay with you," or "Just wanted to make sure you're not upset"? That's over-explaining, and confident people almost never do it. Why? Because over-explaining comes from fear. The fear of being misunderstood or disliked. It's the need to control how others see you. But confident people trust something deeper, their intentions. They know their words and actions come from a good place, and that's enough. They don't waste energy trying to manage other people's perceptions. Imagine this. You say no to a friend's invitation because you're exhausted. A people pleaser might explain, apologize, justify, and still feel guilty. A confident person? They'll just say, "Can't make it today. Maybe next time." No guilt, no explanation, no performance. Because confidence isn't about convincing others. It's about being comfortable with your truth. And that calm certainty is magnetic. When you stop over-explaining, people start taking your words more seriously. Now watch any group of people and you'll see it. The constant fight for attention. Who's the funniest? Who's the loudest? Who's the most successful? But confident people don't chase the spotlight. They become the spotlight by not needing it. You'll notice it in the way they listen. They don't interrupt. They don't dominate conversations. They give others space to shine because they understand something powerful. When you're secure in yourself, you don't need to perform. A truly confident person walks into a room with calm energy. They don't need to announce themselves. They don't compete. They connect. And that's why people are drawn to them. In contrast, insecure people constantly seek micro-validation. A laugh, a compliment, a like, a reply. But attention is a fragile currency. Once you depend on it, you're broke the moment it disappears. Confident people don't chase applause because they already know their value. Let's talk about another one. Most people hate saying, "I don't know." It feels like weakness, like you're exposing a flaw. But confident people? They say it all the time. "I don't know, but I'd love to learn." When you're truly confident, you don't need to appear perfect. You just need to stay curious. Pretending to know everything closes your mind. Admitting you don't opens it. Think about the last time you met someone who acted like an expert on everything. You probably rolled your eyes, right? It doesn't inspire respect. It inspires distance. But when someone openly admits they're still learning, that's when we connect with them. That's when they feel real. Confidence isn't knowing everything. It's knowing you can handle anything, even what you don't yet understand. People respect honesty more than perfection. Here's another thing you'll notice. Confident people don't overreact to small things. A small comment, a delayed text, someone cutting you off in traffic. Most people blow up, overthink, take it personally. But confident people move differently. They don't give small things big energy. Because they understand something simple. Not everything deserves a reaction. Emotional control is one of the strongest signs of confidence. It's not that confident people never feel anger or hurt. They just don't let those emotions drive their behavior. If someone criticizes them, they don't spiral into self-doubt. They ask, "Is there truth here?" If yes, they grow. If not, they let it go. That's emotional discipline, and it's powerful. Because when you stop reacting to every little thing, you gain something rare in today's world: peace. Confidence is calm, not chaotic. Now let's touch something deeper: relationships. Confident people don't chase people who don't value them. And that one hurts, because we've all done it. We text first, call first, wait for replies, justify bad treatment, all to keep a connection alive. But confident people don't chase what's running away. They don't beg for attention, closure, or validation. They simply walk away when energy isn't returned. It's not arrogance, it's self-respect. They understand something most people don't. The moment you start convincing someone to value you, you've already lowered your worth. Confident people don't fear losing others. They fear losing themselves while trying to please others. That's the difference. When you stop chasing, the wrong people disappear, and the right ones find you effortlessly. Confidence is knowing your absence is just as powerful as your presence. Here's another quiet secret. Confident people don't hide their flaws. They don't pretend to be perfect. They don't hide their scars, their awkwardness, or their mistakes. They own them. Because they know every flaw tells a story, and every story builds authenticity. When you try to look flawless, you become forgettable. But when you embrace who you are, you become relatable. That's why confident people have this natural charm. They laugh at themselves. They admit when they mess up. They don't take life, or themselves, too seriously. That self-acceptance creates freedom, and that freedom radiates confidence. The moment you stop hiding, you start shining. Most people spend their lives waiting for the right time, the right opportunity, the right approval. But confident people don't wait, they decide. They take imperfect action. They make mistakes. They learn fast and move forward. They don't ask, what if it fails? They ask, what will I learn if it does? Confidence is built through motion, not through endless planning. Every time you take a small action without permission, you strengthen the muscle of self-trust. And that's the real secret. Confident people don't have superpowers. They just trust themselves enough to try. Confidence grows in action, not in overthinking. So what do confident people actually avoid? They avoid the noise. They avoid explaining, competing, pretending, overreacting, chasing, hiding, and waiting. They protect their peace, not their image. They focus on growth, not perfection. They choose truth, not approval. And that's why they stand out, quietly, powerfully, effortlessly. If you take one thing from this, let it be this. Confidence isn't something you get. It's something you build by letting go of everything that makes you small. So now, I want you to reflect. Which of these normal behaviors have been holding you back? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. If this video helped you see things differently, hit that like button and share it with someone who needs to hear it today. And remember, real confidence is quiet. You don't need to prove it, you just need to live it.